It's time.
Crazy talk.
All right, here we go.
The Cocktail Show.
Get ready to have a good time.
Let's have a good time.
This is exciting.
Ooh, I like that.
Hello, testing.
Welcome aboard the Dreamliner.
It's the only way to fly.
I've allotted 1 hour for recreational activity. There's no time for irrelevant conversation. Fun will now commence.
Cocktail Show.
Gary.
Here's a young speaker who is really in demand.
Don't let that go to your head, Gary. But wait, there's more.
That's what I'm talking about.
He's Gary Meier.
3, 2, 1, 0.
Welcome to the Garry Meier Show Cocktail Hour Live.
Cocktails. Woo, drinks.
We're streaming live at 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 Central.
On Friday, October 6th, 2023. And of course, no matter where you are, it's time for a digital mimosa. We all know Garry hates planning out more than a few weeks, but folks plan their vacations months in advance, and things get booked up. The nonprofit Give Kids the World Village here in Central Florida this week invited me to a preview of their holiday VIP guided tours that may be of interest to you if you're planning to come down this way in November or December, and tickets just went on sale. The 84-acre nonprofit Storybook Resort provides critically ill children and their families with week-long, cost-free vacations, including accommodations in whimsical villas, transportation, donated attraction tickets, meals, and much more. Since the organization was founded in 1986, Give Kids the World has welcomed more than 160,000 families from all 50 states and over 75 countries. Back during the holidays in 2020, when they couldn't host kids and their families, they worked with their partners to create the Night of a Million Lights event nights and invited the public to visit the village to see holiday lights and decorations, with the proceeds of those events benefiting the village and its mission. For 2023, the village is not only back to full force, it's hosting more families than ever just this month. So here's Elise from the village to explain what they've done.
We actually received a very generous grant from one of our corporate partners that allowed us to be able to light up the village again this year. So in doing so, we thought, well, this is beautiful. We still want to tell the world about it. We want to bring people out. So we are going to be hosting our VIP tours in November and December. They're select nights. And then the pricing is $59.99 per person.
VIP guided tours will be offered November 17th and 18th, December 1st and 2nd, 15th, 16th, 21st, and 22nd only. Time tickets are available at gktw.org/holiday-VIP. The guided tours will include select venues on the Avenue of Angels, lit with 1.6 million lights, vignettes decorated by Give Kids the World partners, props and photo opportunities, and more. All proceeds from the tickets will benefit the village and its mission.
The best way to watch this show is the GarrForce Live YouTube channel.
YouTube. Subscribe to the GarrForce Live YouTube channel.
More eyeballs. It's a good thing.
Please like and share the show on all the social media channels.
Comments during the live show, wherever we are streaming, can be seen in our virtual studio.
And we may show them on the screen
and or talk about them. Oof.
And that's it.
Now, fasten your seatbelts. It's time to go wheels up on the GarrForce Live.
Live.
Here we go. Let's have a good time on America's podcast. Boom. Shakalaka. Live. Finger gun. Welcome. I'm Gary Miller, and the earth doesn't want us here. Animals are unionizing. They don't want us here. What I'm saying is, let's just enjoy the moment, because we got a lot of forces working against us. That's the whole dealio of the cocktail show. Leslie's got to do the final sequence. I'll kick the tires, light the fires. That's the first part of it. And did we do that, Alan? Did you already do that? I'm sorry. There they are. There are the tires.
Fires.
There are the fires. And now the final cycle is the removal of the condom by Leslie Kyling.
And I'm mixing up the wine this week. This one, a very special blend from New Zealand that I picked up for about $7.50 at Aldi. So let's give her. In all honesty, I did taste it, and it's damn good. But I've also been letting it sit now. So
that thing's got a head on it. Yeah, that's gonna go. All right, put your Oppenheimer goggles on. Oh, and it goes in your eye. I'm playing the lottery. I am playing the lottery.
That was cool.
You okay?
Yeah, I think I'm good. Let's see. Can I see the glass? I can still see the glass.
Okay, it's never gone in your eye before, has it?
No. Well, it actually hit me in the forehead. Not quite the eye, but it could have put my eye.
It never has hit your face before, has it?
No, it's never hit.
We'll prep a slow-mo of that for next week.
Yes. We'll do the Hose-a-Pruder on that. Well, cheers. I'm doing red wine this week, and I am on a mission to match a vaulted ceiling to Leslie's. Look how close we are to vaulting.
Isn't that cool? Look at, we are vaulting.
We're almost vaulted together.
Vault a little more.
And doing some red. All right. So, I didn't bring I don't have, I'm
Do you
on
have
location.
a little extra? You don't have the bottle, so it's one and done.
I have more. I have more.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
And I think Garry has a bit of that religious painting thing going with the triangle behind his head. And, we just need a little ethereal music and some lighting and we're all set.
Oh, he's got nice lighting. It's showing off your highlights.
Kumbaya. Yeah. Oh, my highlights really? Okay. Nice.
Oh, yes. It's very
nice. All right.
Yeah.
So, a little location difference here this week, but everything else seems to be okay. And we're ready to have a good time. This is Commando, and I had to get up from my perch here, and usually I don't do that. And I'm wearing sweatpants. And
they're not they're
I don't leave the house with them, but I don't know.
It's as close as you're going to come to Commando. There you go.
I don't have to wear anything below the waist because I never get up much. But I had to go get something, and Leslie goes, "Oh, nice paints." And so, the week.
Well, because Gary's one of those guys who actually puts pants on to go even to pick up his lottery tickets or some groceries.
Pants. You say that like usually he doesn't have any pants on, but
no, but
you mean
there are plenty of men who wear like that. Who's that senator Fetterman kind of style?
Right. The pullover, the sweatshirt with the hoodie and shorts and I'm of the. You got to have a dress code in some areas. I will not leave the house in these, but around the house, that's what they're for, but not leaving the house. And what you're saying is I put on regular pants, even if it's to go buy a lottery ticket, which I have done for the $1.4 billion Powerball tomorrow.
Okay.
Ready to
and
go.
And then we'll never see him again.
Yes, you will. You won't even know. I've told you. We've walked through this many times.
Oh, but I love when you do because I
wonder who won.
He's got rules about, no, I'm totally going to fly under the radar for as long as
6,
it takes
7
to
months,
get your
8 months.
Financial situation in order. And then you'll disappear off the planet.
Yeah. Well, all right. So how was your week?
Quite busy. I was here, there, and everywhere, including a Chicago Hawks game. That was very exciting. They lost, but they've got that Wunderkind playing now. That Bedard.
Yeah. How does he look?
He's looking like he's about 12, and very.
They all do.
I know that's true. Well, some look like they're 15 because those are the ones who've already lost some teeth.
Right.
But he seems like a go-getter. Look at me, talking sports. Yeah, I think the kid's got a lot of potential. And if not this season, next season. Oh wait, no, I'm getting confused with my Bears talk.
Okay. To be a Chicago sports fan is quite a challenge. You were invited to the Chicago Blackhawks game by someone who works at our former employment office there.
Right, and I was bracing for who I might encounter because it's always I don't know about you guys, but I have a rule against ever returning to a job that I've left. You don't want to go there and hang out. It's just not
clumsy.
It's clumsy.
But you were treated well, and the people you met there were very nice. Some you had known for a long time, and then you said a guy that you helped into the business many years ago made a point to come up and say hello to you.
I trained and honestly, this man already had what it takes. We're talking John Hanson. For those of you who are in the Chicago area, he's a very handsome young man. You see him on a lot of TV shows. He's done all sorts of radio as well. And now he's also the MC at the United Center. And I thought it was quite sweet that he took a moment to say howdy. And he remembered that I had tried to train him to become a traffic reporter. But once again, this is a smart man. He chose not to go that route and has subsequently had a very lucrative career as opposed to becoming a traffic reporter in the 21st century. So kudos to him. And he says when he can, he checks out the Friday live show. So yay.
All right. If he's there now, welcome, John. And it should be noted that he's so good looking that you would call him, his name is Hanson. You'd call him John Handsome.
Handsome. Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
All right. We have to check the comments section. Let's start from the top. Did Keely-Ann check in, Alan?
I didn't see it, but I could have missed it. The first one we have here is Charles from WRLR, but she might have checked in. She might have checked in before I saw the comments today.
Yeah, what happens is she checks in so early that it gets kicked out, right? At a certain point. Yeah. So Keely, if you're listening, you want to send it. We're here. And get your schnauzer ready for winter is what Charles from WRLR is saying. Is there a nip in the air where you are? Alan, is there a nip down there?
No, the high top 90 again today, and I was not happy.
Okay. Wow. All right. Martin, British Columbia. He's always here. Always good to see Martin. And Robert from I think it's pronounced Berlin, not Berlin, New Berlin, Wisconsin. That's what Ryan told me. Get a feeling that the GarrForce engines will be packing a little bit extra thrust in them for tonight's cocktail show. Well, that's my goal. Yeah.
Is New Berlin as quirky as Waukesha? Because doggone it, that Waukesha, in addition to giving us Ryan, has just provided tons of wackadoo stories over the last years. And even within the last week, we've had wacky stories out of Waukesha.
Yeah, and that's Ryan encountering them personally, not out of the news. He's in the middle of them half the time. David R., I believe, is from Oaklawn, Illinois, and he was just up on the screen. Good to see you, David. And Samantha, hello. She's here every week. Sammy from Mundelein, Illinois. And Greg, he was, we didn't see a Dacula posting for a while because he was in Nova Scotia. The fried puffin was delicious.
No. Wait, are you serious?
What's that mean? What are you talking about?
A puffin. They're like the sweet little seabirds that look like miniature penguins. And no, they don't look like vultures.
I thought it was a fish.
No.
No, it's a bird.
Hey, but we eat a lot of things as long as they don't leave the face on. I guess you just dig right in and do as they do in Nova Scotia.
Okay. Here we go. George. Gary's applying to pharmacy school. Did I miss anything? That was Greg's comment, and that's George replying. Now, George and I spent time together this week, and George is the guy that has the blinking red lights on his license plate, and he won't tell me where he got this magnet that attaches with the lights, and it's a switch, and it has no security properties. It looks like your car is really protected. I asked him where he got it. He said, don't worry about it. Never mind, which is his stock answer when I ask him a lot of questions. And he took me to a fine Italian restaurant this week, and we enjoyed that.
Did you spool pasta like Lady and the Tramp? Because I always want to imagine you guys doing that.
Okay, it's funny you said that. Get this. So after we have lunch, George says,
it's a beautiful night.
George says to me, do you like ice cream? And I always felt like an 8-year-old that was being approached by a guy driving down the street in a van. Do you like ice cream, little boy? And I said, I did. And he found a little ice cream stand. So he bought me some ice cream. And then I thought about that moment where we were at that restaurant for cabaret night together and we're spooling pasta and having a peppermint something or other dessert together. And I thought, this is Lady and the Tramp, isn't it?
Totally.
Yeah.
So after he bought you ice cream, did you have to go look for his lost puppy? Is that it?
And then
Let's get in the van. And
the
we'll
last
go
thing I
find
know,
my-
I'm down in a hole shouting, hello.
Help me.
Yeah,
Help me.
there it is.
Oh,
Okay.
golly. Fun times.
All right. But I want to get that light, George. What is it? What's it called? Where can I get it?
So apparently, home security, as we've learned, along with crowd control and loss prevention, these are very popular fields
Growth
right
industries.
now. Growth industries. So you were talking about these things that make it look like your car has extra protection, and I forgot that we have one of these to give away.
Fake security camera. Wow, that's got the dome and everything. I thought it was one of those cameras you see everywhere. This is the dome one.
It takes 2 AA batteries, and you mount it on a wall or on a ceiling, and it looks like you've got some surveillance going.
Right.
If you put it on your desk, if you put it on your desk, it doubles as one of those easy buttons.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Don't panic. Yeah, that don't panic button. Okay, that's
so there you go. We've got that's part of the prize package.
Yeah,
Ooh,
and the other one that you were
package.
really taunting, the penis toppers.
So,
that Ryan sent you.
For those of you who were in on it from the beginning, a little package shows up in my mailbox, and I think nothing of it when I open up and find these inside.
And you thought they were erasers.
I figured they were pencil toppers, and I'm like, ooh, 4 weeks. That's a month worth of pencil toppers I can give away. And then I started going to the usual suspects and asking, okay, so who sent it to me? And we found out it was our own Ryan from Wisconsin who sent the pencil toppers that are not pencil toppers. These are valve stem covers. So
yeah, and they glow in the dark. So that's great. When your car is parked outside in the dark and those are glowing, a ne'er-do-well is going, oh, what's that? That penis topper is going to be gone in an instant.
So with it, as you pointed out, they can just unscrew it. If they want it, they can unscrew it. So tell me, do I give it away as a 4-pack of tire valve covers, or do I give them away one at a time and we pretend that they're pencil toppers? We will take your comments right there in the comments section, and you tell me, should I split them up or should I keep it as a match?
They do look
set?
nice together, touching each other almost, if that's your thing. And I don't know.
I like to spread the love around.
Yeah, I know. It would be nice to spread out that wealth.
So, and when I asked Garry what he thought they were, he thought it was a Barbie sex toy. But
a Barbie, right? A Barbie sex toy. I thought, wow, that's what that is.
Oh, Ken.
Ooh, Papa. Yeah,
that's what you could never give me.
Hey, you know what else George and I did? We drove by some Chicago police stations where migrants have made their new home, and boy, this is not good for a lot of reasons. The poor police. They're all over the front of the police stations. They're inside the police stations. And I'm thinking, how many showers and bathrooms does a police station have? And what are these people going to do when the weather turns up north in these places that are harboring them? And what are they doing all day? They're mostly, as I saw, sitting outside and looking for the next opportunity, which is, I don't know when that's coming. And that doesn't look any better than where they came from. I could be wrong, because I'm sure where they came from was a total shithole. Otherwise, you wouldn't do what they did to get here. But you don't have a plan. You can't have them sitting in police stations for months on end. They have to. I had the plan. Go scrape graffiti off the walls. They're getting meals and things. How about a little, and that gets them out of, well, the police station, wherever else they're harboring them, or pick up litter along the highways, work on the expressways.
Quid pro quo, if you will.
Yes, but I would think they'd want to do something all day. I know it sounds great to sit around all day, and I don't know how many times you've done that, but after a few hours, I don't want to do that anymore. It's boring.
Well, and I can't help but notice these all seem to be, not all, but there seem to be a huge number of strong adult males in
they look young, able-bodied, just sitting there eating out of a styrofoam tray.
Maybe the women and children are going somewhere else entirely, but something isn't adding up here. And in the meantime, the fact that you notice garbage on the street around them tells me that this isn't a good start.
No. And how long can you do this before you go, wait, I left the place that was kind of like this, not the society, but just the general where I'm sitting. And now I'm back in this place, and it's going to be very cold in a couple of months, which I didn't have in Central America.
So there's a story coming out of the cartels that they're putting out the word that we'll deal with all sorts of illegal activity, but we won't do the fentanyl.
Oh.
And they are now threatening other cartel members, saying, go ahead, sell do the human trafficking, sell the cocaine, do what you got to heroin, but don't sell the fentanyl. So even they have
okay.
Guidelines.
That's right out of The Godfather when they were deciding to sell narcotics. I don't want it near playgrounds. I don't want it near schools. Put it in the dark neighborhoods. They're animals. Let them lose their souls. That was out of The Godfather. And it's an infamia if you do it near schools and churches. You got to have some kind of moral compass. You can't just sell it to everybody.
Apparently they do. This is it El Chapo's kid, I believe, is part of this foursome who said, unless you want to end up hanging from a bridge, no fentanyl.
Yeah,
we don't
no fentanyl. We have rules. I don't want it near playgrounds. Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's part of my week right there. And we are guestless, and we're just going to sit here and find a topic that matters. I want to go back to some of the comments that we haven't addressed, but I want to go back to the front of the show. Alan, I didn't know that. Did you know that existed, that village there that he was talking about? That looks pretty
I had
fabulous.
never heard of it before.
And it's been there. Did he say?
Well, you guys really pay attention to my openings, don't you?
Yeah, and
I've covered them before. That's
really?
Why I'm saying that. Oh yeah,
that extensively. Yeah. I don't think you showed that much.
Maybe not that much, but this year, the organization really can't do a major fundraiser on site, so they're stuck with what I said on their these smaller VIP tours. Because they're full up. They are going to serve, I think they told us, 900 families this month alone. And these families are families that have a critically ill child in their ranks. They call them wish trips. And organizations like Make-A-Wish help set them up. And places like Give Kids the World Village here in Kissimmee help fulfill that. And their board is made up of the president of Walt Disney World, the president of Universal, SeaWorld is very active with them, Legoland is active with them. All the major attractions around town are very active with them to help make sure that sick kids and their families get these trips.
Wow. Okay, well, that's a reality check.
And I should repeat, I suppose, for the folks who are listening on audio podcast, it's gktw.org/holiday-VIP for tickets to that event, and the organization itself can be found on that page. They're a great organization, and I've been over there a good number of times over the years because they invite all the folks who cover the Disney parks and the Universal parks and all the other attractions around town.
And the lights during the holidays at Disney World are mind-blowing.
Well, and this all started back in 2020 when Disney donated 3 million lights to the village, because they used to decorate Disney's Hollywood studios with the Osborne Festival of Dancing Lights. And that area where they used to do the lights was mostly demolished to make way for the Star Wars land and the Toy Story land. So they don't decorate that park anymore.
Did that have anything to do with Ozzy?
No, this was a fellow named
Jennings.
Because I would have liked to. This was a fellow named Jennings Osborne.
Yeah. No, the story is Osborne donated the lights. They set them up at their dwelling in the south somewhere. What, 4 million lights?
Arkansas. He had an enormous number of lights. Yeah. He started buying up the properties, the houses around him. He'd put up more lights, and it became a real nuisance for the neighborhood. So he went shopping for a place to do it, and Disney World said, hey, come do it here. And they set it up originally on the residential street. They had a whole street at Disney World for imitating residences for movie making when the Disney MGM Studios was an actual movie studio. And then later, when they tore that down, they moved those lights to their city streets and other places around the park.
Yeah, that's what I saw at the.
I ran into him at the resort once years and years ago. He's passed away in the recent years, but he was a real character.
Well, he'd have to be 4 million
Oh,
lights. Yeah. I hope his grave is lit up with a lot of lights. That would be apropos.
We are only weeks away from the Great American Light Fight. Just wrap your head around that. It's coming.
I know. And the displays. And it is one of the most depressing shows on television for the reasons I have mentioned over and over again. These poor people, they spend months putting this stuff up. And I don't know how you pit one against the other. They're all great. They wouldn't be on the show. And they should have staggered prizes. They only have the one prize in that shitty trophy that looks that's the ironic part. These people spend months putting up these elaborate displays, making a lot of the ornaments and stuff themselves. And then they are given the winner this trophy that looks like it's $12.
Our prize packages are worth more than that trophy.
That must be an inside joke, because these people are given something that I have a 4 million light display here. You're giving me this piece of shit? Okay.
Apparently,
give prizes to all. They have 4 per show. Give a prize to each one.
To everybody. At least pay your electric bill. Apparently, the only more depressing show out there these days is The Golden Bachelor. Now, I missed it.
I didn't see it last night.
But I read a complete recap, and oh heavens, the tears were flowing. On top of that, they've got them now set up in their kind of their temporary residence where the women will be staying during the rest of the elimination process. And they gave them bunk beds. So apparently one of the 70-something-year-olds is like, well, I'm not taking the top bunk because my knees won't get me up and down the ladder. And it's like, okay.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't want to.
Is it sponsored by one of the major health care companies?
Oh, I'm sure. I didn't see it last night, the Gage. And I think they did have some pharmaceuticals on the premiere episode. But the first shot of the first episode is him putting his hearing aids in. Don't remind us that we're aging.
He bonded with a woman who also has hearing aids. And their conversation went, what?
Yeah.
What?
Huh?
What?
I had a great aunt who used to say, talk to my purse. And the question was, why should we talk to your purse? And the answer was, that's where my hearing aid is.
Okay. I don't know if I can watch any more episodes because it's doing all the button pushing that I don't like right now as we age. I don't want to be reminded. I get it. We're all going that way. But to get all the stereotypes out, the hearing aids and my knees hurt, and does that look cancerous? I really.
I know. Yeah. So what medications are you on? And we're going out to dinner because our reservations are at 4.
Yeah, we can talk about another good cause before we lose track of good causes today. We got the Canine Hero calendar of the month.
Yes, for October. The calendar this year is featuring dogs that are no longer with us, like Canine Rocky. And the text is so small that Alan will have to read what it says about Rocky.
Canine Rocky served as a dual-purpose patrol narcotics detection canine with the Campbell County, Wyoming Sheriff's Office for 9 years. On November 7th, 2019, Rocky was injured during a training scenario, fracturing 2 bones in his left ear and leg. No, I'm sorry, his left rear leg. There we go. He was abruptly retired by the agency prior to his necessary surgery, leaving his handler of 30 years of service financially responsible. Project Canine Hero stepped in and covered Rocky's medical bills at 100%. Canine Rocky's end of watch was April 6th, 2021.
Yeah, and that's what Jason Johnson does. He takes these dogs that have retired from the TSA and police departments and brings them to his sanctuary and cares for them through the remainder of their lives. And he operates on donations. And if you can buy the calendar or other merch that he has, it really helps because this guy is doing God's work as far as I'm concerned.
Can we pull that picture back up for a second? If David Muir was a dog, are you seeing
Uh-oh.
There's about the head, the shoulder.
Yeah, it kind of has the Muir pose, doesn't it?
Doesn't it, kind of?
Yeah. Yeah,
Now
turning to
imagine-
the left a little bit.
I
And
got the shoulder kind of.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind.
All right.
Thank you, Rocky, for your service.
Yeah, Rocky, we love you. All right. And
Project K9 Hero. Oops, let me try it again. Project K9 Hero.org.
That's it. Okay. And Ryan has been active this week around the Wisconsin area. I have sent him some pictures before he gets to his report. Hey, Ryan, how you doing?
Hey, I'm doing well.
All right. And you were telling us via text today that you were somewhere where there was a meat sale.
Yeah, so I'm down in Oregon by my parents, and there's a city
Oregon,
near
Illinois.
Here, Oregon, Illinois. So I'm
Yeah.
out of Wisconsin, and I happened to go to a local store, and it said meat sale Friday, and I thought, oh, okay, maybe just have some meat on sale. It was a zoo with people getting meat and like big chunks of it. So one guy loaded his truck so high he had to have his wife sit on some of the frozen ribs, and Garry said it's like those beaded seats that you used to sit on.
Yes. Well, I didn't, but cab drivers
Yes.
of probably 20, 30 years ago. And still, if you still take a cab, you'll see one here and there, the beaded seat, because I guess it's relaxing if you're in a passenger or a driver's seat for too long.
Someone
maybe
must
the passenger seat too.
Anthony says Sullivan's. Yes, it is Sullivan's, Anthony. So he must be aware of the meat sale. Isn't that funny in the comments? The
is
person
this like
named the store.
Nordstrom Rack and their wedding dress sale, and they're
I don't
supposed to
know.
run on meat now, and
it was close, and I thought I'll change it up and go there, but it was a zoo. It took me longer to go there than I should have just stayed in Oregon and went to the local store.
Did she sit on a T-bone? What did she have to sit on? Honey, you're gonna have to sit on the T-bone.
Music Man 2112 says never buy meat from a zoo, and we learned that. Maurice the giraffe.
Yes,
we miss you. Yeah,
I'll tell you. I like meat, but once you start to look around and see meat being processed and stuff, you start moving more and more towards a vegetarian diet.
Yeah.
And Impossible Burgers, I can eat those all the time. I don't need real meat because a lot of this stuff is a lot better than it used to be as far as vegetarian.
Well, we've got a viewer who's eating puffin, for frack's sake. I mean,
so puffin is a bird.
Yes,
that's an adorable little bird. I'll get a picture.
Impossible meatloaf. That's very good too.
My wife puts Impossible meat and makes a meatloaf, and I'll never go back to real meat for meatloaf. It's good. Try it. Don't take my word for it. Try Impossible meat and see. And Leslie's daughter is total vegan, right? So
she's vegetarian. Her husband is a vegan.
Okay, and when you visit, you have to find a restaurant that can accommodate her. And are you vegetarian or in that department for the most part?
I love vegetables, so I have no problem going vegetarian for a while. But on the other hand, I see like steak or chicken or turkey.
The McRib is coming back. Yeah, Alan had the McRib.
Tour, right?
Like I said,
what's that?
Meat.
It's a farewell tour, right? Didn't you say that, Alan? It's on its farewell tour.
They say that.
Well, there was that article. Yeah, there was that article this week that we saw. That this is a couple of years old already. This picture. There was an article this week that McRib went on a farewell tour last year, but it's back again this year and probably will be every year.
Yeah,
it's like Elton John.
Yeah, and the Who. This is our last tour until the next one.
I think I got a puffin picture here. Wait a second. It's uploading. Here it is.
There.
Yeah.
Oh, geez.
See, it's kind of cute. It looks like a cross between a parrot and a penguin.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I have never heard of a puffin eating them or anything now. Now I do.
All
right.
I have some pictures that you
what else you got, Ryan?
So the first one is your visit to Bettenhausen.
I was out of Bettenhausen the other day. That's a 1967 truck there in mint condition. They sell classic cars at their one dealership. And that race car that's dangling above, that's out of the famous Bettenhausen racing family. And they took some of the old racing cars from the family's history, and they hang them from the ceiling there. And that is, I would say that's a candy apple red truck. If you remember that color, that was very popular back in the 50s and 60s. And it is beautiful.
Cool.
Yeah.
This is the story that came out this week about how to
triplets.
Control kids. Yes.
Yeah. This woman had triplets, and I guess as they are in the stroller all the time, they fight. And she decided to sew the arms of the pajamas together there, at least with the two, and they can't fight each other.
So she took some flack on.
Yeah, because they look like Thing 1 and Thing 2 from Cat in the Hat. Wait, didn't those critters have like no arms too? Wait a minute.
Okay. And I guess, I wonder if she rotates which two get tied together and the third one gets to be free. Free safety or whatever she calls that one.
Yeah, so she took a little bit of flack and she said, hey, I'm just trying to control my kids when I take them out.
Can you imagine having multiples?
No.
My mother had twins, and I remember when they were brought home, my twin brothers, and I looked at them and they're crying in stereo, and I thought, this seems like a nightmare. Let alone 3, 4 quints, octomom.
Quads, octos, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a vagina, not a clown car.
So
so by the way, Thing 1 and Thing 2 did have arms, but they're always pictured wearing like onesies and with their arms around each other. So it is still very similar.
Okay. And Eric the Undertaker texted me, and I've been talking over the years about this place in Oak Forest, Illinois called Socks Outlet. And he went there the other day, and I said, okay, price is still good. And he said, yes. And I said, okay, what did you get? How much did you pay? And he got 7 pairs of socks and 5 t-shirts for $13. That's what I'm saying.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's
stuff.
awesome.
Yeah. 7 pairs of socks, 5 t-shirts, $13 out the door.
Wow. And it looks like some of the stuff they sell is Carhartt. I see Carhartt.
Oh, they have yeah. It's all nice stuff, and you take the savings and you go buy. You put that into lottery tickets. That's what you do. That's the sensible thing to do. I didn't realize
it was SOX Socks Outlet, but that makes them kind of special. It's not just Socks Outlet, Socks Outlet.
So yeah, I want them to advertise because I've given them I don't know, about $300,000 of free advertising over the years.
Which is probably about $800 in socks.
Yeah, right. That's right. Or $800 in socks. Okay.
Here, now we're going Halloween. This is on a Jeep. Jamie picked this up. She came down today, and this was at the stoplight in Waukesha.
Okay, there's a lot of this going on now where you decorate your vehicle for Halloween. And is the skeleton humping the top? What's going on here, do you think?
Like he's catching a ride, maybe he jumped on the back.
Zombie takeover. Yeah.
Is that what it is? Not humping the tire. If this Jeep's rocking, I don't know what they're going for here.
My bones are knocking. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw one last year. It was a pickup truck, and the whole bed in the back was filled with skeletons.
Yeah.
5, 10 skeletons, whatever amount, all in the back, just piled in, looking around.
Somebody on social media said if you want to be earth friendly, use the real thing because they're biodegradable as opposed to the plastics. So
skeletons.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's what you get on social media.
Here's another one that I saw. The deterrent in your car.
There you go.
Middle finger.
Yep.
And then this is the hot item out of Target. I don't know if you saw Lewis. He's the 8-foot. Every store has to sell the giant. And he talks and he says his name is Lewis. Says my name is Lewis. So it's been gaining a bunch of popularity on TikTok. He sells for $180.
Oh, and why is this popular? What's so unique?
I don't get the reference. The Lewis band. I don't know what the Lewis band is. They reference that. So, but he's all sold out. You can't find him at any Targets. They're you can see him on display, but they're sold out. So,
okay, 100 and how much?
80 for $8.
$180.
actually pretty reasonable when you start looking at the price on those big giant lawn decorations these days. At
Home Depot?
Menards, I guess the cheapest was somewhere in the $300 range if you wanted a big giant specter.
Yeah.
Or
and then I have a bunch of this is a house decorated with Disney villains in West Allis. So this made the news. So that's the outside of the house. You see all the windows are lit up. And then this is the there's two pictures I put together. So it's got all the Disney villains in the windows. So they should be on the light fight, except it's the wrong holiday.
Right.
Well,
network,
they
though.
should do. What's that?
I said the right network, though. ABC, right?
Yeah.
Right. They should do a Halloween light fight.
Yeah.
At this point, because there's a lot of decorating going on there.
And then
I've heard from people is that they're more than willing to really keep amping up Halloween because it's a season when you don't mind being outside and putting up the decorations. Unlike Christmas, it's much more fun to decorate for Halloween, and then you can take it down before the first snow usually.
And this is Sun Prairie, Wisconsin. This is a Taylor Swift themed, basically different outfits she would be in with her concert, her tour she's out. So you can see in the background, there's a bunch of different skeletons dressed up as Taylor Swift. So that's
although we don't do politics. I'm going to say that flag is meant to represent a particular candidate's style. I've seen it a lot here. The one that says Taylor Swift in the lower left-hand corner.
Oh,
yeah, that's a flag.
Oh yeah, that's like one of those lawn flags. It's on a.
Yeah, I know, but a flag representing whom?
Oh, that's very much like the Trump campaign and the DeSantis campaign, and it's the color scheme and the font. And like I said, I live in Florida. I see this quite a bit. Well, it's. I think they call it a lawn flag or a lawn. There's some wacky name for it. Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't even notice that, huh?
Yeah, everything's subtle.
And then there's I have one more. Oh, there's that seat. I looked it up just because I wanted to remember what that looked like. And the lottery. So in that gas station I talked about, Quick Trip, I go into Waukesha. There's been 2 Powerball mini winners, $50,000. So I've got to keep going there to buy my lotto tickets.
Yep, that's what you got to do.
So that's all I have.
That's all Ryan has for this week. All right, thank you, Ryan. Yes. And your son is good. He had strep and he was wearing a boot and everything else.
Yeah, so then he turned his ankle wrong, so he has an avulsion fracture. So where the tendon pulls a piece of bone away from the ankle. So he's in a boot for another week, and then he's in a walking brace for probably 2 more weeks.
Here, we'll put the skeletons on the screen. I'll put some skeletons on the screen.
Yes, we can do it in. So he's no bowling, so he's off on a bowling hiatus, but he's doing well.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Ryan.
Yep. Talk to you later.
Let's pay homage to the fine sponsors. As mentioned just a few minutes ago, Bettenhausen is the best if you want a car, new or used. And here's somebody to tell you about that. Hey, it's me.
The green flag is up, and we are rounding turn 1 on our new Lockport location. Look for Bettenhausen's new state-of-the-art facility opening spring of 2024. For your immediate vehicle needs, find what others already know. It's better at Bettenhausen. Your best car buying experience starts at Bettenhausen on 159th Street in Tinley Park. Bettenhausen, the Midwest's highest volume dealer, has over 400 new vehicles to choose from. Shop now at BettenhausenCDJR.com.
Friend of the family is going out there Monday to look at cars because heard the ads, want to go. Great. You're going to be taken care of like Leslie was and her late husband, Tim. And it was a used vehicle that looks new to this day. And Leslie does her own detailing, which I think is funny. Is it as good as a regular detailer? I'll bet it is because I know how clean you are.
I am, but I realized I had streaks in the back window, so I'm going to have to go back after that. But that's when I had one of those moments where I was today years old when I figured out something really simple and stupid. Did I tell this story on the air? I don't know, but I realized when we bought the car that we got 2 fobs. And they work perfectly. Everything's hunky dory. I mean, this car has been gone through with a fine tooth comb, so nothing was left undone. And then as I was detailing the car, I realized, wait, there's a keyhole in the door handle. I don't have a key. How could people at Bentonhausen possibly let me leave the lot without the key? And then I realized, wait, they never would. Flipped over the key fob, flipped the little switch, and out came the key. So it's like, ta-da!
You're mine the key. Mine the key.
Such an idiot. I had no need for the key, but then it dawned on me there should be one. And
inside the fob. Now, Ryan needs to send you the video he sent me of how you clean your car windows. He's got to send you this because there's a whole way to do this. And if you like clean car windows like I do, and when you're cleaning, you know how it gets down in that crease.
Yeah.
There's a way where you kind of turn your back to it and you go this way. You put your hand down in the crease and there's a whole video. That's what YouTube is good for.
I also found out from a very anal retentive German person, and Germans are known for their anal retentive nature, that you use wadded up newspaper. If you can still find a newspaper, that is what you use in lieu of paper towels for a streak-free experience.
Okay.
You learn something new all the time.
What's a newspaper? Google that.
I picked up a Chicago Sun-Times, like one of the 2 newspapers still printed in the city of Chicago. It was like the penny saver. It was
it's this big.
There you
this
go.
Is your newspaper now.
It's a papery version of a radio station.
Hey now. Hey now. Yes, radio. What's that? Okay, I get it. All right. And if you're looking to buy a home, townhome, condo, where do you start? You start with this man for the free consultation. David Hochberg and his team will walk you through everything, and they will save you money. Right away, they're saving you money with the free consultation. Nothing's going out. Here are the details, and then hopefully you'll do business, and you have to call those numbers to get the free consultation. The number of the phone and the website are there. And is the website there? 56david.com. There it is. Yeah. All right. All good. Okay. Do you want to do some of your stories, Leslie?
Sure. But you know what? I should probably let you guys see what the giveaway is going to be.
Let's unveil the whole package.
And based on the numbers I saw, and I don't know, obviously, not scientific. I don't claim to be. We're going to give them away individually. So, hashtag pencil topper.
You'll get one, and then
you only
three
get
more
one
to give away.
But if you want to put it on your car, good for you. Know that this thing is going to glow in the dark on one of your tires. You get to pick. So, you get one of these. You get some Oh Yes wristbands, bracelets, to go with your Oh Yes koozies. We're giving away 2. There's a ball licker. There is the camera. It's a faux security camera. Oh, I didn't even take out this week's wine condom. Hold on. Open up the box. Fresh wine condom.
Mm-hmm.
I mentioned this on the pre-show that we're giving away a back scratcher with an expandable reach.
Wow, that's nice. You
so
get down.
Even if you're a big, tall person, you can reach every which way with your Expando scratcher and a Mad Magazine book. How's that?
Nice. I love Mad.
Please.
All right. There's the phrase that pays. Hashtag pencil topper. Does the P and T have to be capitalized, Alan?
No, sir.
All right.
As long as
Hashtag
it's
pencil
all
topper.
together. Yeah, no
Put that
spaces.
in the queue.
No spaces, no incorrect spellings. The computer is very picky, but it is not picky with regard to capitalization.
Hashtag recently one says Tundra Blitz. Yeah, you know what? Let's do a reminder. If you have one recently, and I'm saying within the last year or so, Sit on your hands. Let somebody else have a chance, because we want to spread the love around. I think that's only fair.
That's right. All right. And what stories have you gathered?
A man in North Dakota is facing charges after drawing a weapon on a stranger who denied his request to buy him a Big Mac and a Happy Meal. 33-year-old George Demarius was standing with his 1-year-old daughter outside of McDonald's in Bismarck asking people to buy him and the baby some food. One of those he approached was 44-year-old Trent Guffmeller, who responded by telling Demarius to go get a job. Mr. Demarius took offense at being quote-unquote disrespected, so he followed Guffmuller into the restaurant, pulled out a 9mm handgun, and waved it around before stashing it into the stroller in which his child was seated. Police recovered the gun and charged Demarius with terrorizing with a dangerous weapon. He's also been ordered to have no further contact with Mr. Guffmuller.
What have we said on the GarrForce about this? Do not make eye contact. Do not say anything to these people.
No.
You don't know how crazy they are. And here we go again.
Just
get a job, get out of my face.
Yep.
Just keep walking, no eye contact, and hope for the best.
We had a fatal stabbing on a street where the guy was doing something wackadoo, and this couple looked at him, and all it took was, "What are you looking at?" And the next thing you know, this man has a knife plunged into his chest, and he is no longer with us. So, yeah.
I think they were waiting for a cab. They had just come from a wedding or something.
Wedding at like 4:00 in the morning. And what do you say, Gary? What happens after midnight?
Between midnight and 5 a.m. is when most bad stuff happens. Not that that is an excuse for these mopes to do anything, but that's where they lurk in that time frame mostly.
Harry Dick Road in Canada may be getting a new name. That's because the street's namesake, Harry Dick of Eganville, Ontario, has had it with being the butt of the joke and having people repeatedly steal the street sign with his name on it. The Dick family is called the same parcel of land in southwest of Ottawa. It's been their home for over 100 years. And not so long ago, the road leading onto the property was given the name Harry Dick Road in honor of its current resident. But since then, at least 3 or 4 times a year, some joker goes and steals the sign, and it's getting expensive. So they're considering a name change. It turns out this isn't the only street in the area having this sort of trouble. They're also considering changing the name for nearby Hussey Road, too.
Ryan, is that Bong Park still in Wisconsin? Remember, they were stealing that sign. Bong, right? Bong Park?
Bong recreational area, something.
Yeah.
Yes. Uh-huh.
What's going on with that? They finally give up and
I think they've settled down. Yeah, I haven't heard any news on that's been stolen lately, but I think it all goes
recreational.
That's like just north of the border, right? That's just north of the Illinois border.
Yep.
I got a Harry Dick sign. You want to see it?
Yeah. Come over to Hussey Road and I'll show you what else you can. Yeah.
It says Harry Dick.
And a new study finds that great apes, like chimpanzees and orangutans, can suffer midlife crises just like humans. Researchers from the UK studied 508 great apes in captivity and found that the animal's sense of well-being seems to take a dive in their late 20s, early 30s, the ape equivalent of middle age. But like their human counterparts, this generally is just a rough patch, allowing them to rebound as they age. Of course, the apes aren't sitting down with counselors sharing these feelings, so it turns out that the study relied entirely on the subjective reporting of the animal's caretakers, not what one would call the soundest of science.
Okay, and we talked about this other animal story, the bear killing those 2 people and their dog up in Canada. And I guess now the other part of the story is the guy that was killed had texted to a relative right before, "Bear attack bad." He wasn't lying. Now, the bear was euthanized because when the rescuers came to the campsite, the bear attacked them. And I'm thinking, because it's a wild animal, hey? That's where they live. Okay, we've gone through this many times. Wild animals are wild. That's where they live. And then you go camping there and, there's a bear. And
or chicken or something else.
Is that a cock?
It is a cock.
Yeah. All right.
We had raven stories. Boy, we've just got the animals galore this week. But if you're at the zoo and you see an ape and it's like looking to date a younger ape or trying to buy a really cool used car off of you, something fast, know that it's probably just an ape midlife crisis and they'll get through it. It'll be okay.
It's the great ape. You can't call things great unless they live up to that. Great Lakes, they're great. Great Chicago
Ape.
Fire, Great Depression, because they're the best. It was the best depression. It was the best fire. They're great.
You want a depression like that depression, you better get people lined up with cups. Oh, wait, that's coming. Never mind.
No, wait a minute. Hey, all right, I'll drink to that. That's why we drink.
Well, we're in our cups.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you want one more?
Well, we're not going to make top of the hour unless you do. We'll bring this thing in early. Got a tailwind.
Gosh, I wanted to save this one, to kick off a new week, but let's do this anyway. A woman traveling through Minneapolis St. Paul International Airport was intercepted by Customs and Border Control and relieved of the box of giraffe poop she was carrying. The flyer en route from Kenya declared the feces and explained that she intended to fashion the droppings into a necklace. She explained to officers that she'd previously used moose poop to make jewelry, and she said, so, this seemed reasonable. She got a hold of some giraffe poop and wanted to bring it home. Well, no. The giraffe poop was confiscated, and subsequently they say, and this is an interesting thing, destroyed by steam sterilization.
Imagine her packing her luggage. Okay, I got the shoes.
Of course, we mock because we don't understand.
Don't people in Kenya talk like that? I don't know.
I don't think they do, but that's okay. You get what we're going for.
Okay, speaking
just
of
like
Kenya,
everybody in Chicago doesn't talk like that either.
Speaking of Kenya, the Chicago Marathon is Sunday. And as I have said over the years, what they do, they hand the check for the first place for the winner right at the start line, because there's a guy from Kenya. Just give it to him, and he finishes about an hour and a half before everybody else. And it's
can
the
we
Kenyan
have all
woman
the Kenyans come up front? And
the Kenyans. Okay, we'll see you in about 45 minutes. Here's your check. You're done. And that's the male and they have a female category too. Yeah, the Kenyan woman. The guy's name is usually Roy, and that's the guy who wins. And don't they have a pilot runner who runs alongside of them to keep their rhythm or something? It's very strange.
It's very embarrassing because that guy runs backward and just does that thing where he's like mocking everybody.
Right, because all the white people are huffing and puffing after mile 6, and they're balancing their checkbooks and ordering dinner. Okay, I have an idea, because Chicago just renewed NASCAR for next season. Tell me if you think this is a good idea. I like efficiency, and I was thinking to have NASCAR and the marathon on the same day, so you only have to close the streets once, as opposed to what they're doing now. And here's how it would work. You'd start the runners, and then all of the runners pretty much finish in about 4 hours, I think.
Yeah. I mean, the ones who are worth allowing on the streets. I mean, they keep the streets
stragglers
closed way too long for the stragglers, but
we love you. So here's a way to get the stragglers motivated. About 4 hours, 5 minutes in, you start the NASCAR race. And then that would give them some kind of encouragement to get going.
And let's see, that gives you about a minute and 45 seconds to finish your race.
Okay, well,
these suckers are just
come on, the streets are closed. Let's move it. Hey, I kid.
You're making those balloon ladies who usually go at the time cutoffs. The Disney uses them for Disney World's marathon. They have these women with balloons who basically mark, if you don't make it ahead of them by certain times, you're removed from the course, so they can reopen roads and such.
See?
You're talking about putting cow catchers on the cars to wipe the roads clean.
Well,
yes. I'm not as dumb as I look. See, somebody's already doing that.
Okay, so, and that's it. They won't necessarily be run over by the pack, but if you put a couple of pace cars out with cow catchers, that does seem like a pretty efficient way to clean things.
Think of this. Top of the hour, we're going to do news, weather, traffic, and sports. We're back in 15 minutes. Hey, think about it, Leslie. You're running, you're at mile 20 something, and then you hear the roar of the engines. That's motivating.
That is motivating.
I'm sorry, but yeah.
More motivating than know that there's a Kenyan guy who is already home. He's already showered.
Right. The Kenyan guy's on to the next marathon.
Dinner.
Yeah,
Exactly.
he's already on to the next. Right. Okay. Yeah, he finished about 3 hours ago. Hey, I couldn't run it. I'm mocking because I can't do it. I get tired driving 26.2 miles.
I can run when I imagine someone chasing me with a knife, and that lasts about 30 seconds.
Yeah.
And back to walking.
Hey, Leslie, before we go to the giveaway, I've noticed the sun beating on Angry Mama's head because you can see her in the background.
Oh.
You want to have an Angry Mama appearance?
It's fucking hot. God damn it. But I better enjoy the hot because it's going to be freaking cold here in a minute.
Keep me out of the sun. It hurts my eyes. God damn it.
That's why they're all squinty. You can see they're all squinty.
Oh, they are squinting. Okay. Anything recently from Scott and his place that has all the weird stuff?
Haven't received anything new, but there's still, I have a lot of tricks up the sleeve, including actual tricks.
And a sleeve. He sent you a sleeve with tricks in it. Yes.
Oh my God, there's so much fun stuff. Oh, you know what else hasn't made an appearance? And I have to decide when to give them away, but they remind me of that character from SNL with the little hands.
Oh yeah, that Kristen Wiig character.
And I like it too. I'm sexy.
Didn't you say that you wanted to keep those because you like them so much? Okay,
well,
this is
look at it.
Okay, this might be the wine talking. Would you put one of the penises in the hand to see? You know how they use a quarter? How they use a quarter say, to measure hail or something. Sure. This would be a
right.
Here we go.
Should I put it on a finger?
Just to give an idea of size.
This is what it looks like. It's on
my finger. That is a small penis.
What the frick is wrong with you assholes?
That's what she said. All right, we get it. Hey, it's time to give stuff away, I think. And that would be when Ellen pushes this button. Here we go. All right. Charles from WRLR. Hasn't Charles won recently?
I do not think so.
No? Okay. I'm glad he did because he's a loyal viewer, listener, and sends me a lot of
Charles,
stories.
If you did, you got to come clean with us. But
I don't think he has. He would play ball with us by not doing it if he has.
And the fact that, I think he seems familiar because we appreciate the fact that Charles.
Hey, I'm glad.
Charles
is going to get the fake security dome, the penis topper, the wine condom,
back scratcher,
ball liquor, back scratcher. Oh,
you
Charles,
lucky man.
You bring that to the radio station you work at and say, this is what's happening in the podcast world, not in the broadcast world. Podcasting's where it's at.
Damn straight.
All right, Charles, you know what to do. Ellen, in case he doesn't.
Charles, send your USPS mailing address to Garry Meier Show at GarryMeier.com or text 773-888-2157. Regular charges apply, and Leslie will get that out post-haste with all deliberate speed.
Okay. That's it for this Friday. Thank you for viewing, and we're back on Monday. It is time for the complimentary cannoli coming down the aisle. Please take it and look at it. It's beautiful. Yeah, all that cannoli. Ooh, you know what goes good with complimentary cannoli? A schnauzer. What about it?
You know, I'm sorry, but I would take my schnauzer to the Waukesha area because that's where everything's happening. And if you can do it with Ryan, you're going to see some stuff that's going to tighten that schnauzer like you would never believe.
Get your schnauzer a T-bone. 3 in the green.
Oh, you could go to the meat sale at Sullivan's.
Coming soon, Waukesha Tours with Ryan from Wisconsin.
Yes. 3 in the green. Gear is down. Flaps are down. Wheels, all that stuff. It's America's podcast, the GarrForce, voice of the globe. We have landed. Have a great weekend.
And that's it for all the news and nonsense here at the GarrForce.
If you like that, I got other stuff I think you're going to like. This is the GarrForce.
Thanks for streaming. Like, subscribe, and be kind. But no need to rewind. It sure would be terrific if you subscribe to the GarrForce Live YouTube channel.
More eyeballs.
If you're watching this show recorded, that button is right here. And if you'd like to look at past episodes, try that button.
Boom. Shakalaka.
That's it.
Oh, I guess I'm alone again. All right, how do you shut this thing off?